In France, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are campaigning in swing states with just 2 days to go before America decides its next president.
Up in the next 60 minutes. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. You can join us with your views, comments, and suggestions on any of our top stories this hour. Feel free to visit any of our social media pages on Facebook and on X.
This is your Election Command Center. We're starting off with some politics. An MPP presidential candidate and Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is holding an event aimed at outlining his plans for creating jobs for the youth of Ghana if elected president. The youth engagement is dubbed Bawumia for Jobs. Let's cross over and then listen to what Dr. Bawumia is saying.
Needed to drive industrialization. And this is why we have made TV3 just like senior high school. The Akufo-Addo-led administration in the last 8 years has undertaken massive investment in TVET. In fact, I believe that this is the largest investment in TVET by any government since independence, including science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. The vision is to prepare the country's emerging labor force with the right training, skills, and education for the fourth industrial revolution. More so, this is also to address the mismatch between skills of the labor force and the demands of industry. My government will build on this by expanding educational opportunities for all. My government will, among other things, increase the stock of student accommodation in our universities and other public tertiary institutions to address the housing deficit on our campuses and make them affordable. We will introduce free tertiary education scholarship for persons with disabilities to remove financial barriers to pursuing their educational goals.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, they're engaging some youth ahead of the December 7 elections. We'll bring you more on that in subsequent bulletins. And now, President Akufo-Addo is assuring the people of Ghana that the upcoming general elections in December will be conducted in a peaceful, fair, and transparent manner. President Akufo-Addo gave this assurance at the Grand Durbar of the 2024 Hogbechocho Festival in Angloga in the Volta region.
And the people of Anglo, the Volta region of Ghana, for the peace that they have maintained these nearly 8 years of my presidency. As we all know, without peace, there can be no proper development. And I want to reiterate what the moderators of this meeting have said, that the peace we are enjoying is a peace that will be carried through the elections of 7th December. I want to assure the people of Anglo, the people of the Volta region, and the people of Ghana that the elections, the forthcoming elections in December, are going to be free, fair, transparent, and peaceful. And on the 7th of December, I'll hand over the baton of national leadership to whoever the people of Ghana choose on the 7th of December to succeed.
Meanwhile, presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has concluded his Ahafo region tour with a call on the electorate to vote massively for him to win the elections. He emphasized that a vote for him will ensure the rolling out of policies such as agriculture mechanization system and the provision of soft loans to support women in business.
Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia received a rousing welcome in all 6 constituencies that he toured in the Ahafo region. He began every tour with a stakeholder engagement where the chiefs, Muslim clerics and clergy informed him about the challenges they face in their communities and the need for him to address them when he wins power. He also renewed his commitment to ensure that these challenges are addressed. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia spoke about introducing new policies to tackle issues related to the cost of living and support for women-owned businesses.
We are seeing our digital. Digital skills.
The world is going digital. I want to equip 1 million youth with digital skills. Even if you are not a graduate, you will still benefit.
Even when we in school, you make me train you.
Other policies that he intends to initiate include rolling out a flexible post-application process and increasing the duration for the renewal of driver's license from 2 years to 5 years. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has so far toured over 200 constituencies. He called on the electorates to ignore former President John Dramani Mahama and to vote for him for massive development across the country.
33 different policies.
As Vice President, I have initiated and championed 33 policies, unlike former President Mahama, who can't boast of any achievements during his tenure as Vice President. I am proud to have made a significant impact through my policies, and I am confident that my record speaks for itself.
Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has since concluded the tour of the Ahafo region and is set to start a second phase of the tour in the Ashanti region. It is expected to be in the Ashanti region for 15 days. He will be touring over 40 constituencies in the region, calling on the people to vote for him.
The Electoral Commission has denied claims it has printed excess ballot papers to favor a political party in the upcoming elections. The National Democratic Congress has asked the Commission to provide details of serial numbers for all ballot papers stemming from the allegations. But the EC has called their bluff, stating that it is committed to a transparent electoral process. Christian Yali has a wrap from the launch of the 2024 National Peace Campaign, which was without jabs and partisan comments.
Call it a peace altar, and you are right. Key stakeholders in Ghana's electoral process gathered here to commit themselves to a peaceful electoral year. Religious leaders, members of the clergy, as well as party flag bearers and representatives of the Electoral Commission, as well as the security forces and even the president, were here to sound a clarion call for peace before, during and after the 2024 December 7 elections.
The uniqueness of this year's election is that for the first time, we have a Muslim candidate running for office along a former president who is also in the race. It is crucial that we avoid turning our campaigns into religious confrontations.
Deputy Chairperson in charge of operation at the Electoral Commission, Samuel Tete, denied allegations that the Commission is printing excess ballot papers to favor any political party ahead of the polls.
As we speak, all the political parties have their agents at the printing houses. We have the police also at the printing houses monitoring the process. As has been the practice, all excess ballots are shredded and destroyed in the presence of party agents and a certificate of destruction signed.
Let's stay on this call for a peaceful election. Dr. Samuel Efirie is a political analyst and he joins us via Zoom. Doc, good evening to you and thank you for joining us on News360. Now, John Mahama reaffirmed his commitment to peace, but he also noted that perpetrators of violence haven't been addressed. How significant is his presence at this event?
Thank you very much, and thank you to your cherished viewers as well. If we can cast our mind to what the 6-point issues that the NDC gave to Ghanaians, the conditions to peace council before any peace pact will be signed, then it may be a little bit challenging. But when you look at their issue, the issues that was given out, I think point 6, the last one, was talking about where we have key national figures coming together to ensure that we all come together for peace to be signed. And I don't know whether there is a peace, an agreement accord, but it is a stakeholder meeting. And the former President Bowen also showed to me his personal commitment to the peace of this country. I don't think that the former president have any evil mind towards the disorganizing or destabilizing the country in terms of what he came to meet, that is in his term of office. So seriously, I think that, but what I'm wondering is about the issues that was presented, and that is what I'm wondering about. But it's good that he went, and that shows his commitment to the peace of this country.
Doc, we're also witnessing a show of unity and call for peace. But I want to ask you, how can the public also chime in? What can we do as individuals?
As individuals, you know, the leaders that met at the meeting, you know, these political leaders have followers. So when the top that influence these, that is the followers. And I think that it should start from them. Because sometimes when you go for these media or these political, the top are very cordial, the top have very good relationship. But when they come on stage, the way they will act, the way they will behave, seems that there's some kind of animosity among themselves. But that is not so. It's the way they present themselves. But if they present themselves as united, they present themselves as my brother, but we have different issues solving this country problems, then we will not have these things. So it stems from the leaders of these political parties, and to avoid these inflammatory kind of comment and statement, to ensure that at least we are all one and fighting for a common good of this country. So the leaders need to help us and lead the followers to ensure that we also have that commitment. And also from some of us, we the individuals, we also need to have a personal commitment that our right does not depend on these politicians. And so we all as individuals need to seek for peace. If we all seek for peace as individuals, then all together we can make a difference towards even our leaders if they are not prepared for peace. I think that the two has to tango for us to have peace in this country.
Certainly, Doc. Grateful for your time as always. Dr. Samuel Efirie is a political analyst.
Right, Aisha, to more stories now. And Information Minister Fatima Abubakar has called on political parties to campaign based on issues ahead of the December 7 polls. The Information Minister also urged politicians to refrain from spreading misinformation and disinformation, emphasizing the importance of integrity in political discourse.
From anyone indulging in misinformation or disinformation to refrain from it. I do not endorse misinformation and disinformation. I believe if you want to seek the goodwill of the people, the mandate of the people to serve, it should be based on your character, your integrity, and your capacity to serve. And that capacity and character and integrity should be expressed in your vision and mission for which you are running the campaign. If you think at any point in time your own message is not sufficient to convince the masses to give you the nod, but you must use some of those tactics that are not good for any democracy anyway. And you heard the projections made by the World Economic Forum and even Reporters Without Borders that if we don't take care, the impact of misinformation and disinformation will be more adverse than the COVID pandemic. So we are aware, especially in the age of AI and a lot of sophisticated systems where people can just put something and make it look so real to the viewing public. We are just begging everyone that go and campaign based on your message. Go and campaign because you are confident in your candidates, and let us refrain from any form of misinformation and disinformation.
Thank you.
I thank you for it.
In other news tonight, although Ghana has made significant democratic advancements, the participation of women in the country's political landscape remains very limited. Now, some female leaders in politics warn that the lack of progress is stalling progress while calling for more inclusive policies and representation. Deborah Mensah and Aisha Yakubu Khalid have been in the following report.
Only 40 women were elected to parliament in 2020, making up just 14.5% of the total seats. Despite advocacy for gender equality in politics, these figures reflect a troubling stagnation in women's representation at the highest levels of decision-making of the country's 275-member parliament, a statistic that has barely improved over the last decade. In a country where women account for more than half of the population, these figures raise serious concerns about fair representation. Shamima Muslim is a communications team member of the National Democratic Congress.
The nature of our politics and the costs of participating in politics continue to prevent a lot of women from putting themselves through the process. Also largely because we are still typically a patriarchal society, and our customs does not promote or encourage female leadership in the way that we want to see it secularly.
The issue is not just at the parliamentary level. Local assemblies and government bodies also report low female involvement. In the recent district-level elections held on December 19 last year, 95.9% of the 6,243 persons elected as assembly members were males, while females constituted 4.1%. While there have been efforts to promote gender balance, these initiatives have yet to create significant change. Hajia Safia Mohammed is Deputy National Women's Organizer of the governing New Patriotic Party.
Looking at our current female representation from both political parties in parliament, it's not encouraging, but it's progressive. Let me take my mind back to the recent primaries. We lost the majority of our women in parliament, which has even brought our representation to a tortoise pace in parliament. And I am so confident that with a little effort and support from both political parties, I think we'll have more women bounce back to parliament after 7th December.
Beyond financial challenges, Ghanaian politics is often seen as hostile, discouraging many women from participating. The Convention People's Party's presidential candidate Nana Frimpoma Sapon-Kumankuma believes the toxic political environment must be addressed.
We don't have a men's organizer. We don't even have boys organizer. So just by saying women's organizer, then it conditions you to think that that's the first position you should go for. The positions of leadership and decision making is what women must go for. Because it is that position of decision making that decides what happens. And nobody will really think and empathize with you if they don't really understand your needs.
Professor Samuel Edujemfi is with the Department of History and Political Studies at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He asserts that women's participation in politics is not simply about filling a quota or checking a box. It is about recognizing and empowering competent women.
We are not saying that we should give women opportunities or privileges because they are weak. Because if we are not careful and we pursue that narrative, we will end up destroying our body politics and destroy what we want to achieve in the long run. Fundamentally, we are looking at competent women. We are looking at women who have endeared themselves in whatever they are doing and have capacity to hold political office to make, immense contribution to our development.
Despite the challenges, there's hope. Women's rights organizations are stepping up their campaigns, pushing for reforms that will ensure at least 30% female representation in decision-making roles. The call for change is growing louder, with many arguing that a more inclusive political landscape is crucial for Ghana's development.
Going forward, we should empower women to learn. We shouldn't end at the SHS level. We can do a lot. Nowadays, I like the fact that a lot of ministers who are ladies are coming out. By so doing, we could get somewhere.
From experience with some of my friends that I know, they feel like because they are ladies, they are not being heard. So even if they have something to say or they have a position to take up, they are not really motivated to. So I feel we can put up more avenues to encourage the ladies.
As the December 7 general elections approach, pressure is mounting on political parties and government institutions to create space for women in leadership. For now, however, the road to gender parity in Ghanaian politics remains a long and challenging one. Aisha Yakubu Khalid, TV3 News.
Reminder to watching News 360, our major news bulletin for the day. We're live on Facebook, also live on your DSTV channel 279.
You can stay informed with us also on Instagram, where we're giving you the latest news updates and exclusive videos by following us on 3news.gh. That's 3news.gh. You'll get breaking stories, code cards, and behind-the-scenes content all in one. So don't miss out on that. Follow us on 3news.gh right now.
We're going for a short break right now.
Mama, stop worrying. How is Kobna? I got some of his medication. His friends are raising funds to support us.
The kidney disease has taken the toll. But my son and our finances.
Mama, there is hope. The pharmacist told me about Mahama's policies on chronic diseases. John Mahama is going to establish the Mahama Cares Fund to support Ghanaians with kidney diseases, sickle cell, cancer, diabetes, hypertension, and other heart conditions to support and ease the financial burden on families like ours. Mama, but that is not all. Ghanaians can access free health care when they go to the CHIPS compound, health centers, clinics, and polyclinics. Mama, we have to vote wisely for Kobna's sake. Mama, wipe your tears. Wipe your tears. Mahama cares.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
I'm a Ghanaian and I love luxury accredited faith. And I love democracy.
December 7th, Ghana is voting.
Only peace. Peace, I give it to you all.
I love Ghana.
Peaceful election before, during, and after.
One Ghana.
Peace. Peace to everybody.
One Ghana. Ghana Bawku.
This message brought to you from the Luxury Accredited Faith.
Champion!
Darling natural twists blend with her hair over time.
Yeah, that's perfect.
She's really more beautiful every week. Darling natural twists get better every day, just like you.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Bawumia, #1 on the ballot.
So right, fast, booze, feeling fresh. Myself, get a woman.
Tactile Cares. Great new design, fit right, reducing friction. It absorbs all liquid to prevent leakage. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hello. On this episode of What's Right, we continue to talk about the myths and facts surrounding human trafficking in Ghana. The myth is victims will always seek help. The fact is, it's a misconception that victims of trafficking will always seek help when they are given the chance. Usually fear, manipulation, and psychological control prevents victims from reaching out. If you are a victim of trafficking or you suspect that someone has been trafficked, please report to the nearest police station or call the Human Trafficking Secretariat on toll-free number 0800 800 800 or 0800 800 900. If you see something, say something. Let's do what's right. Let's end human trafficking now.
Back to News 360, our major news bulletin for the day. We're streaming live on Facebook, also live on your DSTV channel 279. We'll take you straight to America right now, where Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are campaigning in swing states with just 2 days to go before America decides its next president. More than 75 million people have already voted ahead of Tuesday's U.S. elections. Polls suggest the race is close between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. On Saturday, Trump told people in the swing state of North Carolina that he would, and I quote, he would rapidly reduce inflation by ending Kamala's war on American energy. In the same state, Harris said she would cut taxes for more than 100 million Americans and accused Trump of being, and I quote, out for unchecked power. Let's take you straight to America right now. Dr. Hayford Nsia is a political science and public policy analyst. He joins us very live. Dr. Nsia, thank you for your time. Now, how crucial are these swing states to either candidate's victory?
You know, when it comes to American elections, swing states are very, very, very important. Usually they determine who will win or who will lose the election, because these are states that they do not align with any major political party. Every election year, they decide who they want to vote for. If you go to a place like Texas, everybody knows that Texas is a Republican state, so they always win. If you go to New York or California, everybody knows that it's a Democrat state, and Democrats always win. But places like Nevada, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Arizona, they usually swing. Even Arizona wasn't like that until the last two elections. They swing based on the policies, the messages that is being sent across, the personality of the particular candidate. They can choose to vote for any of these. So usually candidates pay a lot of attention to these states. They pay a lot of attention. The polls that are coming up right now in places like Nevada, Harris is leading Trump with just 3%, North Carolina, 2%, Wisconsin, 2%, Georgia, 1%, Pennsylvania is tied, Michigan is tied, Arizona, Trump is leading with 4%. So it's so close. There's no clear-cut winner when it comes to
it is indeed close when you look at the exit polls, but it almost also suggests a marginal victory for the Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, if these exit polls are anything to go by, what could be working the magic for her?
At the beginning, Harris was paying too much attention to Trump, just criticizing Trump, talking about some of the negative rhetorics from Trump. And I think her campaign team advised her to rather talk about her policies. So for about 2-3 months now that she has turned her attention to the policies that she intends to implement, I think it's touching the heart of many Americans, especially women. What she intends to do when it comes to reproductive health is really turning a lot of women to vote for her.
I mean, you have been involved in some of the polls being conducted. I'm sure you've been listening to people asking questions as well. For America to have its very first female president, what would this mean?
It will usher in a new era because it is the only kind of status quo that is left to be broken, right? There has never been a woman being a president. Many people are expecting that should happen. Many conservatives also believe that no, a president should be a male. But we live in a world where a lot of things have changed, and many people are now believe that what a man can do, a female, a woman can also do. And we have seen many female presidents who have become very, very successful across the globe, right? Like in Germany, right? Angela Merkel, we've seen it even in Africa, Liberia. So now that idea that a woman cannot be successful president is dying out. And I think many Americans are hoping to have a female president to see how it goes, if they can also perform and turn around the fortunes of the country.
Well, I've got a final question for you, Dr. Nsia, and I know it's quite a tight one. In 2016, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but lost to Trump in the Electoral College vote. Could history be repeating itself this time around?
It will be difficult because looking at the polls, even at the swing states, right? The polls even suggest that Trump rather might win the popular vote but lose the Electoral College, right? It's the other way around. It's the other way around. So, but the way it's so close, sometimes it's difficult to tell. But the few polls that have been conducted, even one of them that I'm involved in, especially in Iowa, Iowa has always been a Republican state, but the polls coming out shows that especially women of them within the ages of 35 to about 65, they are the ones, especially the aged ones, they always vote. And now it's showing that Harris is leading Trump in Iowa. So at the moment, if you should ask me where I stand, I will say that if I should go by the polls, Harris is going to win the election.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nsia. And there'll be more coming from Dr. Nsia and, of course, from our team in the U.S. regarding the American elections.
To trigger an inquiry of science and technology in the minds of the youth, the Indian government is investing in the expansion of Science City in Gujarat State. Now, the center aims to provide a perfect blend of education and entertainment with live demonstrations in an easily understandable manner. My colleague Ibrahim Abubakar explores the potential of the Science City in solving societal problems.
A bold initiative by the Gujarat state to maximize and leverage on science and technology to find solutions to social issues. The establishment and continuous expansion of the Science City in the Ahmedabad city of India has not only created a platform for experiential knowledge, but serves as a tourist attraction site. The Robotic Gallery is an interactive gallery that demonstrates the development in the domain of robotics in medicine, industrial, sports, search and rescue mission, among others.
Holistically, this is the attempt of government of Gujarat and government of India to create awareness about robotic science and in that application in the society to uplift the society in all manner. We believe that when we use technology according to their sustainability. We should definitely use technology in the army industry. We should definitely take this technology, this robots in medical science.
The Science City also houses the largest aquatic gallery in India, taking visitors on a memorable voyage to the aqua world with a state-of-the-art life support system. Now this place is almost 400 kilometers from the sea, with over 200 different species from fishes, amphibia, mammals, and the rest. The Hall of Science, a large open research facility where guests can participate in practical learning displays and study science via exploration, is also in the center. For the government of India, investment in the application of advanced science and technology will make life more comfortable and efficient for its people. Hence, its commitment and resolve to continuously support the sector. Whilst Ghana is also making effort in investing in science and technology, more may have to be done. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Ahmedabad, India.
The Minister for Chieftaincy, Stephen Asamoah Boateng, has reassured Ghanaians that government will do everything possible to return peace to Bawku. A number of lives have been lost over the last few days. The recent surge in violence has been linked to the return of a rival chief, Alhaji Saidu Abagri, who had been in exile since February 2023 due to an arrest warrant issued after his disputed installation as chief in Nararugu. Now, Stephen Asamoah Boateng gave the assurance at the launch of the 2024 National Peace Campaign.
It's a very sad situation, and if you never stepped foot in Bawku, you probably don't understand what's going on. I've been there several times, and we want peace to reign. Whatever the government has to do, we will do to make peace possible to come back to Bawku. Martin Luther King Jr. says, "Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend."
This is News 360. We are taking a short break. We'll return with some more stories. Please stay with us.
My life wasn't always like this. I worked in a bank. I had money in bonds to cushion me for the future. Then, with a stroke of a pen, my life was destroyed. My bank was part of the 420 financial institutions which the MPP government recklessly collapsed. What was to become the life of the workers? No one in this insensitive government cared. And suddenly, I was jobless. Their incessant borrowing also led to a debt restructuring program that affected me, and just like that, a significant portion of my lifetime investment vanished. Even worse, my lifetime savings from 30 years of hard work has been rendered useless due to the continuous depreciation of the cedi and extremely high cost of living in the country. Now, look at me. The fruits of my toil and sweat have all gone down the drain because of bad leadership. What to eat with my children is even a struggle. God, help me and the many who share in my pain. Let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. Change must come.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
The 5 kg of rice has moved from 25 cedis to 165. Oh. Hey!
Boss, cement moved from 24 cedis to 105 cedis now.
Hey! The kenke is 5 cedis. The fish, I have 10, 15, and 20 cedis. Which one do you want?
Hey! Stop the A.
Hey!
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
Soft Care. Protect your leap.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Bawumia, #1 on the ballot.
I'm a Ghanaian, and I love luxury accredited faith, and I love democracy.
December 7th, Ghana is voting.
Only peace. Peace, I give it to you all.
I love Ghana.
Peaceful election before, during, and after.
One Ghana.
Peace. Peace to everybody.
One Ghana. Ghana Bawku.
This message brought to you from the luxury accredited faith.
Champion!
Welcome back to News 360. The Electoral Commission has denied claims it has printed excess ballot papers to favor a political party in the upcoming elections. The National Democratic Congress has asked the Commission to provide details of serial numbers for all ballot papers stemming from the allegations, but the EC has called the bluff of the NDC, stating that it is committed to a transparent electoral process. My colleague Christian Yale has a wrap from the launch of the 2024 National Peace Campaign, which was without jabs and partisan comments.
Call it a peace altar, and you are right. Key stakeholders in Ghana's electoral process gathered here to commit themselves to a peaceful electoral year. Religious leaders, members of the clergy, as well as party flag bearers and representatives of the Electoral Commission, as well as the security forces and even the president, were here to sound a clarion call for peace before, during and after the 2024 December 7 elections.
The uniqueness of this year's election is that for the first time, we have a Muslim candidate running for office along a former president who is also in the race. It is crucial that we avoid turning our campaigns into religious confrontations.
Deputy Chairperson in charge of operation at the Electoral Commission, Samuel Tete, denied allegations that the Commission is printing excess ballot papers to favor any political party ahead of the polls.
As has been the practice, all excess ballots are shredded and destroyed in the presence of party agents and a certificate of destruction signed. We wish to state that our processes are so transparent that the Commission cannot print excess ballots, and we entreat the public not to panic.
While highlighting the readiness of the Electoral Commission to conduct a peaceful and transparent elections, he also urged leaders of the political parties to be circumspect in their utterances.
Our call is also to the leadership to be responsible in their utterances, because it is our utterances that leads to the tensions and suspicions and undermines the trust and confidence and processes which could lead to violent outcomes.
Former President and flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, says that he is committed to peace. However, he is warning against the deployment of military or armed personnel to polling stations as well as collation centers. He says the militarization of Ghana's elections must stop.
In respect to the pre-election peace accord, we would be making an official proposal to the National Peace Council to expand the signatories to the Peace Pact to include other important stakeholders in our elections. It is our hope that this will make the pact a more binding commitment to peace and not just a ceremonial piece of paper without any meaning.
On his side, the running mate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, says that all political parties, including the NDC, must sign the Peace Pact.
It is time for us to put words into action. Let us sign the peace accord to demonstrate that we mean what we say.
Although it was a platform to campaign for peace, politicians took turns to jab each other and to embark on some campaigns.
I am therefore extremely disappointed that both the President and the Vice President did not consider this program important enough. It is not true that he didn't value this. He does value it, and he wanted to be here, but circumstances beyond his control.
Other flag bearers like Dr. Hassan Ayariga of the APC, as well as the Movement for Change, were all represented. They took time to also call for peace in Bawku and surrounding areas. Christian Yale, TV3 News, State House, Accra.
Great, Christian Yale. It's now time for Billy Shen to bring us some sports news. Please stay with us.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Bill Lishen. On to our first story. Lions pulled off a surprise victory over Asante Kotoko in Obuasi, handing the Porcupine Warriors their second consecutive loss of the season. A lone goal from former Hartlepool striker Kojo Obin Jr. settled the 1-0 win for the visitors at the Linkley Stadium on Saturday afternoon. Now, Kotoko, hoping to bounce back from their midweek defeat to Legon Cities, found themselves struggling against a well-organized Lions side coached by their former manager, Bashir Hayford. League leaders BBN Gold Stars recorded a goalless draw with Nations FC to stretch their lead over the Porcupines to 4 points. Still on Kotoko's second defeat in a matter of 4 days, the Porcupine fans at the Linkley Sports Stadium expressed their dissatisfaction.
And the rest of Kotoko supporters in Somunya Butre, board the Sano, Babia, Sanity. There is a 5 for 4, 3. Board the San is a loose broad.
One more Morini and Omis was a Morini. Who said, your coach in the dear Sampanifoni Tiania. The last match I had a Wabama Yanni, yes, 140 into my uncle. Young to me, I say, now one go, great at now. I wait to some if I want go, no, I say in Panko. Now, my Kotoko League, now a pass I had League in the Moyen. Players are also to be or 2 for my most cut players. No, after Debium.
But you are only going to have a coach or a uniform. Coach, you that's a way you will. Oh, when you from now, let him move. You're going to lose. You're much will be 1 I was like, I can't cry. Was a 1 goal project ready. So, we will be bought. Team of matches now, tell me, team over who don't show 2 or more goals. Now, 1 now.
The fans were really unhappy. But moving on to European football, Moises Caicedo's 74th minute strike cancelled out a Bruno Fernandes penalty Spurs at Old Trafford. Tottenham, on the other hand, had a great weekend as Dominic Solanke's trip brace led them to a 4-1 win over Aston Villa.
Just too high for Fofana. Højlund! Was he fouled by the keeper? Penalty! It is 1-0 to Manchester United. And into November, Bruno Fernandes finally gets his... Chelsea, who would have been up into top 4 with a draw, will be in 6th position if they lose here. Here's an opportunity. What a shot! Caicedo! His first ever Premier League goal came against Manchester United. Get into that area and he's taking a touch before it's blasted in by Morgan Rogers. Form to what we saw in the first 45. Son getting it in here, that's a great ball, 1-1. Kulusevski, great reverse ball. A magnificent goal. Allison making his way forward. Solanke for 3. Madison going quickly. Oh. The seal set on the...
Well, let's end off with tennis, where Germany's Alexander Zverev claimed a straight set win Paris Masters title. The new world number 2 beat the French number 1 6-2, 6-2 on Sunday to secure the 7th ATP 1000 title of his career. Iga Swiatek began her bid to regain the world number 1 ranking with a comeback win over Barbara Krejcikova in the WTA Finals group stages. Poland's Swiatek trailed the Wimbledon champion by a set and double break before regrouping to win 4-6, 7-5, 6-2.
And a lot of it.
Now that's it for the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Bill Ishen, and up next is entertainment.
Papa Sammy! I beg, if you find something small, give us.
Bro, Sammy, you see, no be say boys no one do nothing and just they rely on handouts. Jobs to no deal.
I understand the hassle. Hope they come. John Mahama, they come do the National Apprenticeship Program. way it go sort you guys.
Brother Sammy, wait till be that.
John Mama no say no be everybody way won't work for office. Like me.
That one day is true.
Under the National Apprenticeship Program, young men and women where they won't learn craft will be enrolled under the program and attached to a senior craftsman who will train them for free.
I beg you, mechanic day inside. Me like this. I don't want to learn mechanical, but the course no.
Mechanics day inside. Organizing, dressmaking, fabric making, catering, hairdressing, tiling, painting. What they even sweet about this whole thing, they say, when you plead, the NDC government go make sure say they go give you certificate where you go fit take go look for job anywhere.
That's sweet. Oh, that's be wonderful.
Another wonderful thing be say, when you plead, the NDC government go set you up with startup capital and equipment to make sure you can start your own business.
Wow! I dey go shopping my town wait 7th December.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Bawumia, #1 on the ballot.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Napa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil, powered by 3 Entertainment.
Thank you for staying with us. In entertainment news tonight, Upper West Region representative in this year's Ghana's Most Beautiful, Hatiye Nancy, with stage name Hatiye, has launched her project christened Hatiye Empowers Initiative. This innovative endeavor focuses on fostering thriving communities through rural-centered development, aiming to uplift and transform the lives of individuals in her region.
The Hatiye Empowers Initiative aims to address rural development through 5 key areas: girl-child empowerment, mentorship and youth development, culture promotion, talent development, and agribusiness promotion. As a proud representative of the Upper West region, Hatiye is driven by her passion to make a meaningful impact on her community through these projects.
Schooled in my community, a rural community, and I've realized that our girls have a lot of potential. They are very intelligent. They can do things, but unfortunately, they don't have the resources that can push them to that level. And I think if young girls in my community and the other rural communities have the resources to push them to the level that they want to, they'll be able to achieve anything they put their minds to. So yes, it's just about, you know, inspiring others and also leveraging and partnering with stakeholders and benevolent organizations who also align with the vision of supporting young girls in the rural areas. And let's see how best we can impact their life and push them to realize their full potentials. Right now, we don't have a mode of selection, but it's just the Upper West.
Mulumba Sonsore is the Executive Director of Necessary Aid Alliance, a local non-governmental organization in the Upper West region.
I'm like, okay, already she has passion for development, and I'm a development person, I'm also a cultural person. How can we leverage on the structures we have built over these years to give her that platform to do more in terms of community development?
Now, animation in Ghana is rapidly gaining grounds as a growing industry, though it faces significant challenges. Now, according to experts in the field, Ghanaian animation not only holds the potential to preserve our rich folklore, but also stands poised to generate substantial revenue, break records, and dominate the box office, provided stakeholders give it the attention it deserves.
recent years have witnessed Ghana making remarkable strides in various aspects of the animation sector.
We are happy with the quality of work that we produce now as a country. We believe that the quality of films we produce can match any of the film that comes out.
Driven by a growing technological infrastructure and a surge of interest among young creators eager to seize new opportunities.
It's a great time for us to actually be in the space. The industry is growing. It's getting better than it used to be before. There are a lot more people getting into the space, a lot more studios, a lot more freelancers, and it's growing as compared to back in the days. Of course, a lot has to also do with the influence of technology. So it's made production of animation, well, I won't say easier, but a lot more better than it used to be before. A lot more people are able to get into the space now because the tools we use for animation are better as compared to back in the days. Yes.
To foster a community of animation enthusiasts and attract investors and distributors, President of the Animators Association of Ghana believes duty bearers need to take a critical look at the sector.
We believe that if we can get some little help, maybe it doesn't have to come in huge, big money, but the support in terms of even equipment, because we have people who have the skills, they do not have the hardware, they don't have the software to move. So if we can get that kind of support, that would be fantastic.
Following the success of Asantua, which sold out a Silverbird cinema last December, Mills Media is set to premiere another exciting project. The superhero series aims to highlight Ghana's rich folklore and heritage through compelling storytelling, while also focusing on the commercialization of these narratives.
So The Guardians is really special because it's an inclusive animated show which follows 4 friends who happen to be chosen by the gods to become superheroes who fight crime, they fight universal issues, and they are also a symbol of hope to the people. We have one of the characters being physically challenged, one character being, plus size, and the whole idea is just that we're telling everybody that no matter who you are, you can be awesome in society, you can be someone that makes change in society.
Well, that's all for News 360. Thanks very much for joining us. You can get more of us on 3news.com. Before we go, I encourage you to visit our social media page. That's Facebook, where we're streaming live that encounter between the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, and the youth, where he's outlining his policy on job creation. That's Bawumia on job creation for the youth. So just visit our social media page on Facebook for more on that program. You can also visit our website. It's www.3news.com. My name is Pa Kwesi Asari.
And I'm Aisha Yakubu Halit. Good evening.
My way for to mo boss so sika no. Don't me. Now my way so. And I saw him say my way for better on boss so sika if you mo boss me bia. If it 10 sakopim 28 it can so be just ka mo.
Kwame, na my way no, omoto o sem boss me bia.
Insurance no. It 33 cedis 50 pesos boss me bia. Na asem to me 16,600. Na me save you 20 cedis. And me timin abribia me pay bia. Jimmy my way there, see the bottle with Biano. When now also know what you. Now, feel Biano. Yeah, Nick on me say. Luciano, a Becosuka crap. Now, for Sudio Bene Woody. A cost very.
So, pay insurance, and a phone boko. I never want your dear. One in Kawajunim say, and one in my way insurance. For phone, net dial is *165#. Oh, MTN so. Say, see ya. Send you my way. Cause no way.
My name is Michael Apia. My stage name is Ray Mike. During the day, sales personnel and a delivery man. And during the night, I'm a full-time MC. I come from Koforidua in the Eastern region. Stradai yeah, to be precise. And I'm repping